This is Danny Tang. I'm doing the probability homework 8, number 1. And the problem states that x is uniform from -2 to 2. Y is g of x, which is given here. 1 at from negative infinity to -1. 1 minus x from -1 to 0. And -1 plus 2x from 0 to 1. And -1 from 1 to infinity, which looks like this graph over here. And I also drew out big F of x because it's just uniform. That means when you integrate it, it's going to be a slope going up from -2 to 2. So how we find small f of x is by looking at this graph over here. So there are two jumps. That means there are two impulses at big F of x at -1 and big F of x at 1. So we wrote the impulses down here, big F of x at -1, and the impulses at y equals 1, and 1 minus f of x at 1 because it's going to the positive infinity at y equals -1. And from the intervals here, we have to use the fundamental theorem to find what small f of y is. So we use f of x, which is 1/4, over g of x derivative, which is 2. So you find that it's 1/8 from -1 to 1, and it's 1/4 from 1 to 2. Y is 1 to 2. So this is what it is. And once you evaluate the big F of x values, you get 1/4 and 1/4 at those impulses. So this is what the graph looks like. You have two impulses at -1 and 1. You have the line at 1/8 and the line at 1/4. So to find the big F of y, you can draw it from this graph here. You just draw height of 1/4, slope of 1/8, and height of 1/4, and slope of 1/4. And how you write this expression out is 0 from negative infinity to -1, 1/8 plus 1/8 y from -1 to 1, 1/2 plus 1/4 y from 1 to 2, and 1 when y is greater than 2. So this is what the graph we have here looks like. And the expected value, we just find the area from area of this minus this. So area of this shaded part minus this, and you would get 3/8.